Welcome back to the Manor Lords Let's Play. Today we're in episode 2 where we're going to be developing our town further from the start that we have here in front of us in episode 1. Now just over here we have this stone deposit, and I think it'd be good to get into that because we currently don't have any stone at all. And we will need it, obviously, to progress through the game. So I think what we'll do is look to build one of those. And if we go down to mining right here, we can build the stone cutter camp. And let's go and get that somewhere nearby. So we can see all of the stone here. I think what I'll do is place the camp, like maybe just here somewhere, like that. And then connect it up using the road, just to this road that we have that's already here. Maybe down like that. Perfect. There we go. So let's get that built, and then we can start on our stone mining. Now, I just got a notification up here that a bandit camp has been sighted. So if we click on that, we can see the bandit camp is over here. Now, zooming out, we can see this actually isn't in our region. If we keep zooming out, you'll see that it is up in this region right here that it has been spotted, whereas our region is down here. And you can see if we click on that, it does say that this is Kaisenville. So I don't think the bandit camp up here is something we need to worry about just yet, but maybe just something to keep an eye on over the long run. Okay, the stone cutter camp has now been completed. Here it is in all its glory, looking very good. Now, at the moment, what we have is a potential to have 8 families living here, and we have only 7 families here at the moment. So what we can do is, if we're going to assign someone in here, so let's put a family working in here. That sounds like a good idea. And in fact, it's these people who built it, so just we'll get them there. Now, the problem we have is there's no unassigned families at this stage. But we do have room for one more family to join. So when they were to join us, then we'd obviously be able to get them set to work on other things. So I could do that, or I could take people off of a different job in the meantime. Now, hovering over here, for example, you can see we have fuel for over a year. So what I'm going to do at this stage is take the people off of doing the woodcutter's lodge stuff so that we still have someone to work the ox. And this is continuing on from what we were doing in the last episode, where we keep changing people's jobs to suit our needs at the time. I believe this is probably a good strategy, especially in the early part of this game. So we're going to stick with it for now and see how that goes. Now, we didn't have to wait too long until we got a new family moving in, so now we have some spare people. I still don't think there's much point getting them working on the fuel just yet, though. It might be something we can get them doing in the future, but perhaps we could look at building something new. Now, I'm thinking at this stage, building up some more resources might be a good plan as we're still in the early game, and we do have this clay deposit over here, so perhaps we'll look to harvest that. So under the mining section right here, we can go into the mining pit, and this will be used to extract the clay and also iron when we get to that stage. So for this one, we literally just build it right on top, just there like that, and we can connect up the road in the same road that we used here from this one. So let's connect that up there just like that and build that one up. So then we're going to be getting stone, we're going to be getting clay, and later on we can get some iron as well from over here. One thing I actually want to do though is just let's click on that for a second and turn that down to lowest priority, because I think it's time we built another burgage plot as we don't have any spare houses. I want to keep making sure the new family comes in and the first thing they do is build a house, so we always have room for one more family and we can continue to grow. So let's go ahead and set the burgage plot. Now, the best place to put this, I think we can probably go just next to the ones that we've built over here for now. So if we were to come down like this, don't know if this can be big enough. Yep, looks like it is, and that'll be a nice house there with a backyard as well. So let's get that built first, and once that's been built, then we'll build the clay deposit after that. Okay, the mining pit over here has now been built, so if we click on that, we're going to add a family into doing that. So at the moment, what we're doing is we're constantly keeping one family free, and then when we have a new family that moves to the town, we have 2 families free. We get them to build up a nice house, so that's like space for the next person, and then we assign them to a new job so that we can keep our production increasing and keep making new things, getting resources, all of that. But we always have space for new people to join, and in that way, our town will continue to grow. So I think that's probably a good way of doing it. Now, we've just had another new family move in, so that's very good, and we know, as always, the first thing to do is to build the house. But something that I've just become aware of, if we look at the storehouse, you'll see right here the storage is currently 216 out of 250, and we're starting to produce clay, and in the future there'll be iron as well. So I think we might need to get some more like another storehouse built so that we've got some extra storage. So under logistics, we've got this storehouse right here. Now obviously we do have another option in the storehouse itself. We could set a second family to work here, but if I do that, you'll see the storage doesn't change. It just means that it's going to be a bit more efficient in terms of moving the storage around. So I think the best bet is actually to build the second storage plot. It's only going to cost us a couple of wood to do so as well. It's not like it's hugely expensive. Now I was thinking of building it up around this end of town, nearer to the things we've got going on here, just so that they've got like a couple of different options that are further apart, so whichever one they're nearest to they can deliver to. So we'll build that one in there, and we will actually keep that as the first thing that we build and then build the house after. The reason being is I don't want to run out of storage, so I'd rather have that up and running first and then get the house built. Okay, so the storehouse is complete and I've added somebody in there. I keep getting notifications coming up that storage is filling up in different parts of our town, so I think having a second person working in storage on the 2 different areas is also going to be pretty good. Now we still have our 1 spare family as well, so we're going to get to building that next burgage plot. Okay, so we're going to put the burgage plot in here, I guess, and yeah, that looks like it's going to work. I'm not sure what this little icon is right here. We'll have a look at that once it's been done. This is going to be a slightly bigger one. Now, I'm also sort of becoming aware that we don't want to have a row like this without having roads in between. So I might connect a road up just here somewhere, bring it through to connect up with the road that we built on the other side so that we can keep the sort of grid going here. And the other thing I might do is put a road through the back here as well. So we could have a road coming from like here somewhere, connect it up to that road there. And then there's another road over here. There we go, just for the future. So then we've got like a large grid area right here, because otherwise if we block everything off, then it will slow people down as they're trying to move around the town. And that's going to affect our efficiency in the long run. Now I've just gone to logging camp, and under advanced, I have decided to clear their work area. So you can see they now have an unlimited work area. And that's because we've got this huge forest around here. They shouldn't be getting up to like near these berries, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. But they keep running out of space of their work area, so that's not good. Obviously, we want to make sure they keep cutting down the trees. We have cut down a lot of the trees now in this area here that we wanted to, so I'm just going to give them a bit of a free rein now to do whatever they like. Okay, a couple of notifications just came up. We have now finished our new burgage spot, so that's good. We're ready for the next family. But also, you can see right here, winter is approaching. So just looking at this, fuel is currently set for 6 months, but the demand for that may increase as we get towards winter. So I think we're going to need to get somebody else working in on the woodcutter's lodge pretty soon. Now we just had a new family move in, so that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and get them working in the woodcutter's lodge so we can start building up our supply of fuel. Also, the granary still doesn't have anyone working in there at the moment, so we should probably get someone working in there pretty soon too. In the meantime though, we can now start looking at building some more houses around here, so let's maybe look to get some little burgage spots built in the corner here. Now I'm building quite a lot of these, so what I think I'm going to do is actually come across like this and try to get like a few built all in one go. Like if we build over to this corner, let's see if we can make this happen. Yeah, there we go. Just in that corner there, we can build that. And that will give us like a couple of houses there, maybe 3 houses, I think, in total, all in that area. So we can actually do a few at a time rather than doing it one by one, because we're actually getting a lot of new people joining us, and it's going to be a fiddly doing this one at a time. Now we just had a request here for more market stall areas, and that's probably a good idea to expand the market because we've only got this very small area right here. So I think that's the next thing that we'll look to do. So let's see, under residential, I believe, for the marketplace, let's find that. Yeah, here it is right here. Okay, so I think having it in this little spot here is pretty good. Maybe we'll come like down to here, and let's see, we can go up to there and over to there. That looks pretty good. And then we've got 8 more market stalls we can have in here, so that's going to be quite a sizable area, and it will keep their happiness up, and there'll be a wider range of goods to sell and all that sort of stuff. So definitely a good thing overall. You can see that our approval rating is currently at 64%, so that's pretty decent. And also, we are currently at 20 men. Once we get to 36, then we'll be able to form a militia, which will be very good, and we can start getting into the army and combat side of this game. When we built this burgage plot here, we had the extra icon, and I figured out what that is. You see right here, we can expand the living space. It only takes 2 logs, but it doubles the family count for this area. So we're going to go ahead and do that and let them construct that. So let's get this playing. But that's going to be pretty interesting. So we're going to have an extra build over here with an extra house in this spot, which would be quite a nice way of doing it. We've had a new family member join us. So what I think I'll do is get them working in the granary so we can start getting our food moved into here. I'm guessing the food is currently being stored, I'm not even sure, somewhere around here. Let's see if we can find it. I know at the start of the game it's just like on the floor, but I'm not sure where it's gone right now. But either way, there'll be more food being put into the pantry now, and it will be stored better. Let's see, we've got work area is empty. That's for the forager hut, right? Because the berries are seasonal and we're now in winter, so there's no berries. So this is good because it frees up a worker. We just get rid of the people working in there, and let's find something else for them to be doing. Now, I think it actually might be nice to start mining the iron that we have over here. And yeah, let's do that, because if you look at our resources here, we're building up quite a lot of stone, planks, timber, all that sort of stuff. So it'd be good to get into getting a bit of iron, and then there's more stuff we can do with that. So once again, under the mining section, we just build a mine and build it on top there of the iron like that. Very good. And then we're just going to build a little road up to connect this up. So is there a point there? Down to there, construct that, and that will connect up to our sort of main road right the way back down here into our town. But here we are, guys, surviving through our first winter. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it, with the snow everywhere. We're still getting our resources stolen by bandits all the time, which is quite annoying, but once we get our militia, hopefully that will start to prevent that. And then in the future, we can obviously attack bandit camps and take them down, things like that. But yeah, enjoying the graphics of this game. It's very nice here in the winter with all the snow on the roofs and stuff like that. It's been pretty cool. And we should be fine to survive through. We've got a lot of fuel and stuff going on, plus the ability to move workers around to doing different things. Now, the only slight concern that I have at this stage is I'm looking at the storehouse here. This one is almost full, and the second one we've built is also getting to the point of being almost full. So we seem to be really filling up our storage quite quickly, and I'm not sure what we can do about that. Under logistics here, storehouse seems to be the best thing we can make. There's obviously the granary for food and stuff like that, but it's not food that's really the problem. So we do keep running out of storage. I'm not sure if maybe this is something where the actual amount of storage they allow in these could be expanded, or potentially in the future we might be able to like upgrade it or something like that. The other thing as well is currently we are a small village. If we build 2 burgage plots that are level 2 or higher, then we can expand up to a medium village, and maybe at that stage we'll have some bigger things that are available to us, such as the ability to build bigger storehouses and things like that. Now I'm just realizing I built a stonecutters camp over here, which I did as a mistake. I didn't mean to do this. Now we can demolish it, but I'm just wondering we might want to move it. Basically under the mining section here, what I meant to build was a mining pit, not one of these stonecutters camps. Let's have a look at this. So we're just going to click the button here and just demolish that building. Unfortunately, I got that one wrong. What we want to build is a mining pit instead. So let's see if we can do this. Now what I've done, I've built the road right into this deposit. So if we hold down Alt, we can left click here and remove that road, and I removed the wrong one. Let's remove that one. And instead, let's get this going back to where it was before, which I think came literally right the way through here along the back of these houses to like there. So yeah, my bad on that. Luckily there's no placement cost, so we don't lose anything on that. Now when we go into mining, we can do the mining pit and build that nicely in here somewhere. Let's see, where can we get this? Interesting that it doesn't want to let me put this in here. Why is that? Let's see if we can figure this out. I see what the problem is. It's because we have supplies here from the demolition that we did of the previous building. So if we wait a little while, I guess someone will come and pick those up and take them back to storage. Yep, here they go right now. Or they do them one at a time. All right, so when the next one's gone, hopefully then we can build our mining pit. I made a real hash of this, didn't I? Okay, there goes the second log. Very good. So let's pause the game, see if we can build this right now. And yes, looks like we can. Okay, so let's see. We want to build this as close as we can here. Well, it's all over that deposit. That's great. And then connect up the road here. So from there, just down to there, just a little road. That'll be good. And then eventually that'll be our iron mine once that has all been sorted. Let's take a look at a burgage plot here. If we upgrade this to level 2 and we do that twice, you know, for 2 plots, then our town upgrades. I think we need to get to that stage. So at the moment, everything is met apart from this one right here, which is a clothing store supply at the marketplace. Let's look at if we can do that. Now I'm thinking it could be the tannery, because that's going to use hides there to produce leather. Perhaps that's what it's going to be. Or actually this might be at the weaver's workshop, where it will use wool to produce yarn, flax to produce linen. Okay. And then we got the dye place here as well. I'm wondering if we can get away with just building the tannery, because in order to build this, we need to be producing wool with a sheep farm and stuff like that. I reckon the tannery might just do it, so we'll give that a go first off. Now for these little industry buildings, I kind of like having them in the town center here. We're building up a bit of a town center. So I'm going to place that one down right there, and then we can have like industry buildings all around this sort of area here, maybe a few around the edges, and then the marketplaces in the middle. So I think that's a nice way of doing that. Let's get this one built up and then see if I was right about my hunch. Hopefully I was, but if not, we'll figure it out. Right, we do now have our mining pits. Let's get a family over here working on that. That'll be very good. Obviously, we're going to start producing iron then, which can be really useful. Okay, there we go. The tannery's been built, and we're going to assign a family to that because we do have a couple spare, and this will leave us with just 1 spare family. So as our town expands, the population gets bigger and more things are going on, we may want more than 1 spare family. We'll just have to see how that goes. But for now, I want to get someone in here and see if this is going to fulfill this requirement here for the clothing store to be built at the market. Now, unfortunately, both of our storehouses are completely full. This is one of the main reasons that I want to expand the town, is I'm hoping there's some way we can build a bigger storehouse or something like that. So hopefully this is going to work. Let's find out. Now, we've received this message that there are raiders nearby, and we can either say that we'll be ready or we can track their movement. So if we track their movement, it says they're prepare for the attack. If we say we'll be ready, then I don't know what happens there, but I feel like we should probably track them. We need to keep building up our town's population. At the moment, we've got good population growth, but we do need 10 more men before we can start a militia. So that is definitely something that we need to be concerned about. And now we've got another ruler's army was sighted. Where's that? Right on the borders here. Yeah, so let's see. They are over there. Okay, they're quite far away from us. That's good. We just need to be a bit careful because we haven't got any militia at the moment, so our town would die, you know, pretty quickly if we were attacked. So we just need to keep building up that population, and then as soon as we have enough people, we'll make it a priority to start building that militia up. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is under construction, let's start to give those people some space to actually move in when they're ready to. So perhaps we'll come like right the way along here like this, and then up to the corner there and over to, let's see, like here somewhere. Yeah, that's great. So there's gonna be 8 new burgage spots in there. This will be like an ongoing project, but that will be a load of new people then, of course, joining our town, and hopefully then we'll have enough to build up the militia. We just need to make sure we keep an eye on the food and stuff like that, because it is starting to drop a little bit right here. We have just survived our first year though, so that's very good, and we can get more people working in different jobs, like some more hunters and maybe some farming and stuff like that. But yeah, at the moment, just something we do need to keep an eye on. So our hunting camp doesn't even have anybody working it at the moment. We took people off, so I'm going to put someone back on that. We just had someone else move in, so we've still got 2 families free at this point. But let's do that to start getting some food coming in. And then as soon as these berries have regrown, which will happen in the next season, then we can start to harvest those as well. Now, the tannery's been running for quite some time and we haven't had a clothing store, so I don't think that is going to do it. I think if we go back to, let's see, what was it under here? Let me find it under industry, I think it was. The weaver workshop to produce the linen might be the way that we have to go. Now, the other option we do have is to simply build another storehouse. That'll be the 3rd storehouse we've built then. This one here is more than full, in fact, and so is this one here. So, you know, it's a case of we can build more of them, or we can just leave goods outside. Really not sure. I'm surprised we're struggling this much with the storage at this point. Now, the other thing, which is probably more important, of course, is down the bottom left here. We have this thing that raiders are near. We've got 356 days until that. It tells us to prepare for the attack. So we're at 28 men right now. Once that gets up to the 36 number that we need, we'll make the militia. So that's probably the biggest priority at this moment for us. Ah, look at that. It says construction finished there for a clothing store. So perhaps I was a bit too hasty, and the clothing does actually get produced here from the tannery. And do you know what the problem probably was, actually, is the tannery probably wasn't producing anything because we didn't have anybody hunting at the hunting camp. So when I put somebody into the hunting camp, then they were starting to produce the hides, and that meant the tannery then could produce the leather. So now we have the clothing store. Let's see, if we zoom through a little bit, this should eventually catch up. Oh, in fact, it even says there, any of the following materials at the marketplace. Right, okay, so I was right on my hunch on that. If I'd hovered over this, I would have seen that. But hopefully they'll soon realize that that's there. Yes, and there we go. So now we can actually upgrade this, and this only takes 4 logs to do so. So let's upgrade that one right there, and let's do this one here as well if we can. Let's see, requirements not met. Well, there is clothing. Okay, well, let's give it some time. They'll figure it out. Maybe it's a case of there's not enough clothing at the moment to supply more than one house, because they don't seem to be catching up, and none of these houses are aware that there is a clothing store at the market, apart from obviously this one here was, so that's kind of a weird one. We'll just keep playing this over time, though, and hopefully it will catch up and realize that there is clothing available. Okay, so here we go. This house has realized there's a clothing store now, so we're going to upgrade this one here as well. I think it might have needed to wait until that was built. No, it's not the case. Okay, that's weird. So I think, yeah, it just took a bit of time to sort of realize that it was there. But now that it has, we should be good. Now, our berry deposit is back to being full. So we want to go to the forager's hut right here. And let's get a couple of families working in there, I think, to get this food going on very quickly. We do have 5 months worth of food, as you can see right here. But it's something we want to prioritize, especially with our town growing, to make sure our citizens remain fed. Okay, guys, so we've got a new development point, and our town has been upgraded because these 2 plots right here are now level 2. So if we zoom in, you can see there, they look quite nice. These are the level 2 ones. They look a little bit different, more advanced and all that than their level 1 counterparts. And we got this one up here as well, which is a little bit bigger again. We can zoom in like that. There we go. So that's looking pretty good, and that's a nice thing to have. On top of that, our population has been expanding. So you can see right here, we do now have the 36 men we need to make up the army. I was looking at making up some of these spear militia right here. So if we go to add a new unit, you've got all these different ones. The spear militia are the ones I want to go with, because we do currently have 20 large shields and 20 spears. So we do need an extra 16 of each in order to arm them, and that's going to be something that we're going to need to look at next. So I think at this stage we are not able to actually make up any more weapons, and that we just have to deal with the 20 militia that we have. But let's go to our map right here and see where the nearest bandit camp is. Okay, so we can see right here there is a bandit camp just on the edge of the border right here, and these are the bandits that will probably be the ones to keep coming and stealing our resources. So if we zoom in from here and we go down like this, you see we actually get back into the game, and we can see here the bandit camp, and this red here is our border. So if I get my army right now, I can rally them and send them over to this point right here. So let's go ahead and do that and speed things up until they get over here. And here they come. Look, there's all 20 of them. So they're coming over to here. Very good. Now we're going to take off the run to positions thing right here, because as you can see down here, it actually gives them a bit of fatigue if they run. So what I've done is I've selected them. I've right clicked on the bandit camp right here, and they're going to start pushing it, and we're going to get into our first combat. But it's better to walk than to run. Otherwise they get very tired before they even get there. Okay, so here they are, and they've actually come and just taken down this bandit camp. I don't think there was anyone here waiting for us. We got a new message about this. Let's see what it says. So basically we just got a load of resources from the bandit camp, so we're going to take those resources for ourselves, of course. And there we go, we got some treasury stuff given to us. On top of that, we you can see up here, so our 193 there is our new treasury balance from the 0 that it was at before. So pretty good increase right there. Now there are other bandit camps that we could look at, but at the moment we've taken 20 of the men away from our town, so probably, you know, that's enough for them, and we're going to send them back. So to send them back, we're going to click on them right here. We're going to click run to 2 positions because we don't worry now. They're not going back into battle. We just want them to get here quickly. And let's just send them back here to the town center. If we speed that up, we'll see here they come. So they're running back from the bandit camp there, coming back into the town. Now, as soon as they are back within your borders, what you can do is click on them right here and just disband the unit, and then they'll just go back to work at that point. So you don't actually have to run them all the way back to the town center. As long as they're within your border, when you disband them, then they will go back and start doing the jobs that they were doing previously before you enlisted them as your militia. Now, back to this point we want to spend. Let's open up this tech tree and make a decision on something here. And this one here could be good because it doubles the capacity of the berry deposits. So I mean, it's just a lot more food. It's kind of tempting to do that. This here, however, will double the amount of meat harvested by hunters and butchers from goat pens. That is also quite interesting. I think that I'm going to go for this one right here, and this unlocks the new building of the apiary, and then we can collect honey. So that sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and play the game. We've got a lot of free families, so one can be doing that. And the good thing about this is we're still able to do our hunting, and we're still able to collect these berries, but then we're also going to have honey as like a further thing that we can be collecting. So under gathering, we have this right here, the apiary. I don't think it necessarily is going to matter where we place it. From what I can tell here, doesn't seem to really matter. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about like it needs to be near anything or whatever, so we'll just place it wherever, I suppose. So I think what I'll probably do is just place it over here for now. Let's get that one built over there. It's as good a place as any, and hopefully that will start to produce us a lot of honey, which should be good for our food. Now, in terms of storage, the only thing I can think to do at this stage is simply to build more storehouses. So we've got one up here already. Perhaps we'll place another one down somewhere next to that, but I'm not sure what else we can really do other than just keep building these things. So let's place one down over there, and we'll put that to a higher priority as well, so that can start being built. Yeah, it just seems a bit odd. Maybe we're like producing more than we should be. I'm not sure. But either way, I guess it's good to have all the resources. We will use them throughout the game, especially when we get into trade. I guess it will give us a lot that we can sell. Now, the apiary has been built, so let's go ahead and put at least one family in there for now. Is probably enough just so we're getting that started. That'll be good. Our fuel is 6 months. Our food is 9 months. So we're doing all right for food anyway, but we'll see if that starts to go up and how the apiary actually affects things. Okay, another storehouse built. We'll put a family to work in there, and hopefully this is going to help things, but I still feel like this may not be enough. We're just filling them up so quickly when we do build new ones, but all we can do now is see how it goes. Another thing we could get into is under the, let's see here, industry section, is this right here, where we turn the iron ore into iron slabs. This will mean that our fuel will go up. We're going to use more fuel, but I think it could be useful to have this somewhere. So let's place one of these just in the town here. Let's do that. Put that to a higher priority as well, because we are producing a lot of iron somewhere. Let's see if we can find that. Yeah, there we go. So we have 63 iron ore at the moment. So we just will be doing something with that and turning it into the iron slabs, and then there's more that we can do with that. The other thing we could use is a clay furnace, and then that can turn the clay into clay tiles. So let's go ahead and look at placing this somewhere in the town as well. So that one's going to go over here, which actually makes sense anyway, because the clay is coming from over in this direction. So put that one up to higher priority, just like we did here. So these are being built before the new burgage plots. Although we might have actually built all of these now. Our town is coming on quite nicely as it happens. But yeah, so it's good to get this happening and get some more industry and get some more things being produced. I think that's just like a logical next step to take. Now, what I'm going to do is add a family into the woodcutter's lodge as well, so we actually double the amount of fuel that we're making. The reason being is currently fuel's down to 5 months, and we're about to start using more for both the clay and the iron in processing them. So obviously we want to make sure that we have enough fuel to keep everybody warm and also to produce everything that we're doing here with the new productions. Okay, the bloomery has been built, so let's go ahead and add someone in there. It says requires refueling. I'm guessing that's something that'll just be done automatically over time. Maybe we'll just have to keep an eye on that because there's no fuel reserves in there. Maybe we'll add fuel reserves. Let's just leave it for now and see what happens. Yeah, there we go. Over time, it naturally refueled itself, so that's very good. And that'll be done from the woodcutter's lodge, which is just next to it, so that's nice and efficient.